Hello my loves, you asked for it, so here it is. This is the recreation of this beautiful set. Let's roll the intro. Yes, we're here. Okie dokie. So I've got my flexi hand and basically I'm recreating this set. Yes, my left hand is slightly longer than my right. That's because I'm right-handed, so I tend to keep them a bit shorter. On the thumb, we are just using House Tully from the Game of Thrones collection from Glitterarty Nails. It's a colour shifting glitter. It's a chunky mix, so I work in smaller areas and I nudge that glitter into place bit by bit, very gently, always keeping it as flat to the nail as possible so you don't create any bulk, which you don't really need to with a chunky mix because it fills the space. It fills the space. I couldn't even speak. Quite nicely. So this shifts from pinky purpley to silver. It's beautiful. So I'm just literally picking up. I'll run through everything. So my brush is the Glitter Planet Aqua Brush size 10. The acrylic I'm using is Diamond Nail Supplies. This is Clarity, the clear acrylic. And as that acrylic polymerizes, you know, you're still able to move the glitter around. It's got a good setting time, so no stress. I'm just going to fill up the whole thumbnail with that. I did notice when I wiped my brush on the paper toweling that some of the pink colour had released from the glitter, but I'm sure that's fine because it was still on the glitter. So yeah, just putting a little bit more on, just slapping it on and giving it a little tappy tap tap. These colour shifting ones are stunning though. Oh my goodness. I couldn't decide which one to use first. Right, on to the next now. This is going to be a whole nail of a purple colour called Boardwalk from Glam and Glitz. It's my favouriteest that I have of Glam and Glitz, I think. Yeah, apart from the colour shifting ones, they're also rather delightful. I'm just painting this on. It's a long time since I've worked with Glam and Glitz, so I'm kind of like, what ratio do I use? Quite wet. So I'm just painting it on. Until we have a full nail. So I apply my cuticle bead. I only work in small beads with Glam and Glitz because I work quite wet and I don't want to flood the cuticle area and flood the nail, and it's super pigmented, so you just paint it on. You, as far as I know, can buy Glam and Glitz from Glitterarty as well, I believe. So they gave me, I think it's 5% discount code. So yeah, I don't make any money off that, but you guys can save a bit. So it's literally just a full nail of this, and then we'll zhuzh it up later. You will see, all will be revealed. On to the next nail. This is the fiddly one, but it's not too bad. I'm using my Angel Crystals Picker Upper tool, and I'm using these gorgeous, they match the glitter and the purple colour. They're like little diamond studs glitter, so they're slightly three-dimensional. They're from the Amy G collection from Edge Nails. Now I was sent a little package from Edge Nails, like a promo package with a few of their latest releases in, and this was one of them. And it just so happened that day I had seen a beautiful nail from someone I follow on Instagram called Cinder Funkingrella Nails. Funking, okay? Not the rude word. And I saw her do this beautiful nail and I was like, I need to recreate that nail. Then this glitter landed on the doorstep and it was a sign. So everything aligned for me, and this is the nail that started this whole set. So I've credited her on my Instagram, rightly so, because I did copy her nail. The design of the whole set was completely different, but the nail was the inspiration, so rightly so. And basically I'm applying very small or very wet beads of clear acrylic, picking up these pieces, and I'm making sure that they're all the same way round because they like to flip over, so I want the 3D pointing upwards, not downwards. And then I am just doing my best to align them with equal gaps, making sure everything's in line and symmetrical. And this is something that I have to really concentrate with, because I'm not the best at, and looking at it now I can see some of the gaps may be slightly different, so they're not hugely different, but they could have been a little bit more aligned. But I was kind of rushing through this because I had very bad hands. So this picker upper tool is perfect for this because it picks bloody anything up, and that little tool on the end just gets them all into place really nicely. So when that's all done, I'm going to put it to the side to let it dry and set in place. And we're going to do a full nail of Nude. This is, oh my god, Diamond Nail Supply's Nude Ambition. It's kind of like my go-to at the moment. Exposed, at the moment I'm wearing Nude Ambition because I've got a bit more of a tan. Exposed goes with every bloody skin tone. I mean, it's just really nice. But I'm really loving Nude Ambition at the moment as well. I like them both. So I'm just going to do a full nail really messily of that because I was really cat-candid today actually. So please don't judge my method. I woke up, well actually it started yesterday, with a bit of a flare-up. So my hands are a bit useless, and it was about halfway through this set that I realised that they were really hurting and I was struggling. So yeah, it was a bit haphazard, some of my applications, so I do apologise for that. But they kind of just don't work right when they're flared up. They just do their own thing and everything's really difficult. I'm sure some of you understand, and if you don't, well, never mind. So it's just a nude nail, it's nothing exciting. And the pinky finger is going to be an ombre. I've placed a very, very, very small bead at the free edge there and blended it back and realised it was way too small. So I need another bead. This is Boardwalk again from Glam and Glitz. I just love this shade of purple so much. So I'll put that to one side to dry, and I'm going back to this glitter nail and we're putting down a bead. I've bled the back of this bead out. This is Nude Ambition again, and I'm just going to tuck it in and then feather it down over that glitter. Again, sorry, application is a little bit oof. It leaves a bit to be desired, loves, but you know. I know you've been waiting for this, so I just didn't want to wait because I don't know how long I'm going to be like this for. It could be a week and I just don't have time to mess about. So I thought, right, I'll just get it done. Very, very simple. I do not bleed the second bead. I tuck it in and then feather it down into that first bead. Very, very gentle movements with my brush, using the very, very tip of the brush, nice and controlled. No stress, honey, no stress. And then I will put that to one side and let it dry as well. It's actually, although it's fiddly with the pieces of glitter, it's a very simple design in itself. Same on here, we're going to do the ombre. I've bled that first bead, I'm putting it at the join line. I don't need a super cool blend that's perfect on here because I'm going to put glitter on it, so I'm kind of just going with the flow. Second bead I don't bleed out. I just tuck it in and feather it down, tuck it in and feather it down. And then while that nail is still nice and moist, I'm going to press in some of this House Tully glitter from Glitterarty. Don't need to pick up any more beads because the nail is nice and wet still. The monomer's still, oh my god, I can't, my brain, help. The acrylic's still setting, so. Just going to tap it in. Oh, I got another one in, just a little tappy tap tap. And I'm kind of doing a backwards S. I can't seem to do forwards S's, so backwards is the only other option. Tapping it in there. Simples. I did put a little wet bead at the bottom because obviously that purple acrylic boardwalk has already set and it wouldn't be moist, would it? It would be dry. So just a little squiggly line. And we're capping the thumb, nice big bead, place it on, tuck it in with the very tip of the brush and feather it down. What I think is that I work a bit slower when my hands are bad as well, so the beads start to walk off without me and I have to kind of speed up a bit, but it's hard, isn't it? So I'm just working that bead through the nail, keeping my brush clean. If I need to move that bead and it's starting to set, I just add a bit more monomer, but it's pretty predictable kind of system, so I don't really struggle with it at all. Another bead at the tip there, and just blend it back. I aim to try and keep the sidewalls and the free edge nice and neat, because if you're going to create bulk or lose the shape, that's where it will happen, kind of spilling over the edges or just blobbing out here and there. And if you can keep that bit neat, your filing time is going to be taken down. It's going to really help. Onto the full nail of purple. I'm going to cap that as well with a bead of clear. Place the bead on, tuck it in, and then just work it down the nail. Nice and simples. Again, obviously this is on a flexi hand, not on a client, so I'm not stressing about apex placement and stuff like that. I'm just capping the nail, making it nice. On to the glitter ombre now. So I don't need to cap right at the cuticle, because that's the strength colour there, so I'm just going to blend that bead back a bit but work it through the nail. It's a bit wetter because I'm going in and around this glitter and I want that nail to look nice and clear like glass. So I'm working a little bit wetter and I'm trying very gently to tease that bead down without pressing too much because I don't want to release any air bubbles. So my brush is quite wet, everything's kind of quite wet. And then I'll place another bead on. And then blend that back, tucking it in. See, I rotate my brush as I work around the nail. It's the first thing that I kind of show students when they come in is rotating that brush makes all the difference. I'm checking it from the sides, having a good look, tucking that side and free edging. And then onto the pinky. Same thing. Capping it, tucking it in, feathering it down the nail. pop another bead at the tip there, and then work that one back. And then I'm going to check my shape. There was a little dip in the middle, so I'm going back in to correct that. Okay. Now I've filed off camera because it was brutal, to be fair, on my hands. And I'm just showing you, I've got the Rivoli and the cubes in AB. I've got, oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of those ones. Raindrops in AB, rounds in AB. The pointy back small ones, I will have to put in the description box because I can't remember the name. They're like a shimmer. They're so gorgeous. They might be crystal shimmer, actually, that might be what they're called. So I'm going to show you how I made that kind of cluster on my nails. I've got Ugly Duckling Stick It and a dotting tool. Now my Stick It has kind of dissolved a little bit because of the heat. I'm just going to create like a dome of this hard gel there, and I'm going to place the Rivoli on. This is just stunning. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. They're so gorgeous and they're easy to work with. As long as you've got a few to tuck in around it, just don't be frightened, just go for it. It really is just amazing and it's so easy to wear. So I'm going to tuck a cube under there. And the pointy back, I think it's a crystal shimmer, I think that's what it's called, but I will put it in the description box and check. Then I'm going to just quickly cure that. Then I'm going back in with some more gel because you don't want to leave these little gaps in and around the crystals because that's where hairs will catch or you'll catch them. So you want to tuck other crystals up inside or pixie, crystal pixie, anything to kind of round off your shapes and protect the edges of those beautiful crystals. These are all Swarovski, they're all from Angel Crystals. I have a discount code that I'll pop in the description box with a link. But yeah, it's very, very easy to wear. I mean, I've got kids, I've got pets, I do nails, I've got hair on my head, and I haven't had any mishaps with it at all. Nice and easy. So I'm just tucking in some of the flat back ABs, and I've put another pointy back in here and just tucked it up against that cube, just to keep everything nice. Putting in one of the little raindrop ABs here. And a couple of the ABs around the back just to secure those gaps. Then I'll re-cure that quickly and then I'm going in again and adding some more. So I build it up bit by bit. Once I've got things where I want them, I'll quickly zap them, make sure they're cured and then start again. Right, now we're on to the gluing part. So I'm using the Angel Crystals glue. It's fabulous. I'm going to do a little trail of the raindrops in AB coming down the nail. Just look at the sparkle. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh my god. And another one. And then obviously where these are long and flat, sometimes our nail curves, which is obviously what happens. So at the tip there, I'm going to tuck one of my smallest AB flat backs just underneath the tip of that raindrop to secure that in place. Then I'm going to go around and add little bits here and there, some flat backs. I think I add a Navette flat back on the other side, which is a really, really beautiful shape. In fact, I have like 2 left. I need some more. I need to go shopping again. I've literally 2 weeks, I've placed 2 orders. Need more. So I'm just adding a couple of little bits here and then that's the crystal work done. It's very easy, just let your mind go free with it, just have fun. And then I'm using one of my smaller brushes to get top coat around the back there. Don't top coat over the top of these crystals, they have detailed facets cut into them. And if you top coat over them, you're going to lose that gorgeous sparkle. But take your top coat around them because it all helps to seal them in and kind of suck them and hold them onto the nail. These won't come off until I take them off with a pair of big nippers. I was a bit clumsy. Apologies. Taking that top coat all around, and then I'll use the smaller brush to spread it in the detailed areas, just so I don't risk covering up those gorgeous crystals. Okay, on to the next now. This is going to have a top coat, and then we're going to use some pigment. So just quickly applying a layer of Diamond Nail Supply's Tack Free Top Shine. I'll stick it in the lamp for 60 seconds. And then the minute it comes out, I'm going to use the Glitterarty Fairy Chrome in purple and rub that into the nail, and it just gives it such a good effect. While that's in the lamp, we're going to do the thumb. So just a thick layer of top coat there. See that shine? Beautiful. I do run my fingers along the edge and down the sides. Please don't do this if you don't have gloves on, because there is a chance that you could give yourself overexposure and then be allergic to things like henna, and that would be not nice. That would hurt. So I try to remember to always wear my gloves. Okay, rubbing in that pigment. Oh, it's delicious, this pigment. So gorgeous. It just zhuzhes it up. Even when you've got a client that doesn't want much different on their nails, just give them a little bit of this. Oh. Break them in slowly. So I'm going to float a layer of top coat. If this was on a real hand, I would do 2 layers and I would cure the first for 30 seconds, but it's not. It's on a practice hand, so I'm only going to do 1 layer. Then pop that in the lamp. Pinky finger with a bit of fluff. That's free. Again, just a simple ombre with a bit of glitter. Beautiful, really effective, really nice nail. And with this nail, I will top coat the underneath as well, because we've got that glass effect. I really love it. So simple, but really, really beautiful. And then that is that. There will be a little video at the end. I hope you have enjoyed this set. There's lots of videos coming up, reviews, swatches, designs, there's loads coming up. So I will see you in my next video. Tally bye!